Guys, what's up? Welcome back here to today's edition of Intuitive Angling, and really appreciate you guys joining me for today's video. Going to give you guys my second competition day report from here at Lake of the Ozarks for the Toyota Series tournament. Sort of let you know how my day went today, and hopefully it'll help you guys catch some fish or avoid some mistakes down the road a little bit. I think you find it pretty interesting after I get done with the tournament wrap up here. Also, guys, before we get started, I just want to give you guys, or extend a big thank you out there to everybody that's taken time to subscribe here to Intuitive Angling recently. All you guys that have been, joining the channel as channel members, and everybody that's been using all the links in my description. If you guys are one of the people that do that, a big thank you from me and my family for all the support. We really appreciate that. Okay, guys, here is the deal. I think I was in 13th place for the Angler of the Year going into this tournament. They take the top 25 to the Toyota Series Championship. And yesterday I had 4 fish that weighed 9 pounds and 6 ounces and was in 53rd place. So I didn't look at the points, but I probably held my position a little bit. So that really wasn't on my mind today. I was just wanting to go out and catch the biggest bag that I could, because I had a really good practice on the first day of practice. I didn't get to go to those fish yesterday, so I was going to go up there today. So here's how my day went. Get there this morning, and I'm next to the last boat out in the tournament, and launched the boat this morning. And I'm in my buddy's 35-year-old boat. But by the way, guys, a lot of you guys have been saying, Randy, I can't believe you're dogging your buddy's boat. He's kind enough to let you borrow it. This friend, we've been buddies since we were little kids. This is like, we both goof on each other's boat. He was with me back when I had my 14-foot flat bottom, so it's not even an issue. But so anyway, we get the boat in this morning, and the big motor, the cranking battery's dead right off the bat. Hadn't even went through boat check, and the dang cranking battery's dead. So I'm like, God dang it, what are we gonna do with this? So I had a set of jumper cables, so I put the jumper cables on it, and it was so dead that it wouldn't turn it over. So anyway, we start trolling. I launched over at Pahitsi, which is the next cove over from our takeoff cove. So I troll and motored over there, just so I could go through boat check on the trolling motor. And we get about 2/3 of the way over there, and I guess there was enough charge on it that it cranked over the big motor. So big motor cranked up, left it running. I didn't want to turn it off, because it was going to die again. And I figure I'm going to have to get a battery somewhere today. So first place we went to, let me back up. Yeah, let me back up. I decided to go to my far away spot today. It's going to take me an hour and a half to get there, because I can only run 45 miles an hour in my buddy's boat. So we get about 30 miles up the lake, and there's a marina about 40 or 50 miles up the lake, and I was going to pull in there and get gas and get a battery. So anyway, we're running up there, and if you guys heard me talk about it early in the week, that I've been having problems with the fuel system, the fuel hoses on the 3 tanks on this boat. So one of the tanks isn't working, so all I had was 2 12-gallon tanks. So we're running up there on the first one, and the motor dies about 20 miles into the run, and the bulb's flat on one of the things. It's like there's still some gas in there, but the bulb wouldn't pump up. So I switched it over to the other tank, and it pumped up, got back up on plane, ran to the marine over there, and bought a battery. So I had to buy a battery. We had to gas up, got the battery installed and everything, got everything gassed up. And then at this point, if I can't get this other tank to work, I've only got one 12-gallon tank, and I still got another 30, 40 miles to go. So I'm going to have to stop for gas 3 times today. And that's what I did. I stopped for gas 3 times. So I could never get that other tank to work. So anyway, we got all that stuff rolling around and run up the lake, and finally I didn't even get, this took so long. It's 10 o'clock, to make a long story short, it's 10 o'clock in the morning before I make my first cast. I get to my first spot at 10 o'clock in the morning after, takeoff at 7. Right off the bat, guys, I catch a nice keeper, about a 16-incher, and I went about probably, 50 feet down the bank, and I catch a big one, like a 4.5 pounder. So right off the bat, I'm feeling really good. I got a 4.5 pounder and another 2.5 pounder. Things are looking pretty good right off the bat. And about 30 minutes later, I catch another keeper. So I got 3 in the boat, and I've still got a pretty long day. But in my mind, I'm thinking, yeah, I've still got a long day, but I've got this boat issue that I don't even know if I'm going to be able to get back. I don't know if I'm going to have enough gas, because the only place to get gas where I was up the lake is like a little mom and pop store, and they said they're going to be open, but you never know. So after I fished that first spot, I ran down to the place where I was going to get gas, and they were open, so we gassed up there. So ran down to my next spot, and the motor dies again. It's like it sounded like it was out of gas. So we jacked around with it, let it set for probably 30 minutes, and finally it cranked up again, and we got going again. So to make a long story short, I fished the next 3.5 hours, never had a bite. So I'm down to about the last 2 hours of the fishing day, and got to run back and get gas for the third time. So we pull in there to get gas for the third time, start running back, hit a couple of spots on the way back, and to make a long story short again, I never caught my 4th or 5th fish. I wound up with 3 fish that weighed 8 pounds and 13 ounces. That gave me a total of about right at 18 pounds for the tournament. So at the time of filming, guys, I don't know if I made the championship or not. I'm pretty confident that I did. I mean, just based upon looking at the weights and everything. But sort of anxious to see. I'll know here in about an hour or so when they post the results. But anyway, back to the fishing, guys. Every bass I caught in this tournament, and all the bass that I was caught in practice, came on my 1/2 ounce Blocket throwback jig, Cumberland Pro Lures. I'll put the link in the description, guys. You can ask my partners. That's the only bait that I threw. And I really felt that was a bait that I could do really good in this tournament on. But the bites just did not materialize. And a couple different things with that. I think the fact that I just did not have a lot of time or confidence to move around, because the entire time during this tournament, it was in the back of my mind, is this motor going to start? Is it not going to start? Am I going to get, not be able to pump the bulb up and get gas in it? So I couldn't really run around like I normally would, in my normal boat. But anyway, I was pitching and flipping the Blocket 1/2 ounce throwback jig, 25-pound test Seaguard Vizex line, Megabass Alkalies flipping stick, and just picking apart shallow targets. Lay down trees, docks, pipes, logs, anything that was in the water. And most of my fish came out of less than 2 foot of water. A lot of them came out of 1 foot of water. And I paired up on the throwback jig. I paired up with the Zoom Magnum Speed Craw. Normally, I don't like a curly leg trailer on a jig, but the reason I went to it in this tournament is I was also swimming at some, pitching and flipping at both, but I was swimming at some on the super, super shallow docks. I would swim the thing on it, and the deeper ones, I'd just regular pitch and flip it. So I felt that the Magnum Speed Crawl gave me the best presentation with that. So anyway, guys, it's sort of a disappointing tournament. I lost 2 fish yesterday that probably cost me. I didn't lose any today, but I made the best out of it for the rig that I had and the conditions that we had. This morning I almost abandoned my pattern completely, and I almost ran down the lake into clear water, just did topwater all day. But I was getting ready to tie on some topwater baits this morning to make that change, because it was rainy, cloudy today. And then I thought to myself, well, I've only got a 24-volt trolling motor, 70-pound thrust, and this thing wears down after about 4 hours of fishing. So I said, I'm not going to be able to fish all day long, covering water with the top water, even if I want to. I'm probably going to run out of juice by 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So that gave me the decision to run up and fish the shallow cover, flipping at a slower pace. But anyway, guys, I'll give you a season wrap up this week. Really appreciate you guys following me all season long here. Hopefully, I'll qualify for the Toyota Series Championship. I already made the BFL Regionals, but I'd really like to get into this Toyota Series. So I'll do another video if I get into it and talk about that a little bit. So anyway, guys, talk later.